last time that you said it won't happen again. Maybe it's your memory, or maybe you're in a loop of bad behavior. I don't wanna.
Natatandaan mo pa ba, Ray? Paano nagsimula to?
Yeah, bro.
Podcast to.
Super excited ni Jon regarding this podcast.
This is the very first the guest list podcast episode wherein forever Jon will no longer be joining us.
Kailangan talaga sa buhay mahirapan.
Daming times niyang sinabi sa akin na Casey will fold. Yun yung term niya eh. Yeah, Casey will fold. Yeah, she'll fold. Kung nag-PPM pa yan sa'yo ng madaling araw at kung ano man, at first thing in the morning, it means he's still. So Ray, introduce mo na yung ating next guest.
Yes. And our next guest is our CFO, Miss JL.
Hi JL, welcome to the guest list.
Ito bro, masabi ko si JL, sobrang lagi silang magkasama ni Jon.
Yes.
Ang dami nilang talagang tinatrabaho together talaga. I think si JL talaga yung pinaka laging kasama ni Jon most of the time, I would say.
Speaking of you mentioning that, JL, siguro dun tayo magsimula. Paano bang nangyari na apart from anyone here in FMI, kayo ni Jon yung working on things together most of the time?
Most of the time silang dalawa lang nakakaalam ng mga bagay-bagay. Exactly. Alam sila, dalawa alam nila.
Sige, let's start with that, JL.
I think it started when I met Jon. So how it started when I met Jon was I was an intern at an investment bank. So if you guys don't know, in an investment bank, you wear suits, you wear a tie, you wear heels.
Parang alam ko na ako sa
you wear full-on slacks, and everything is so formal. And Jon was my client. But in that bank, even though I was an intern, I was leading the deal, and Jon was the deal. He would come into my investment bank with his Crocs, sometimes even yellow or red.
Naka-shades to. Naka-shades.
Naka-basketball shorts, naka-big shirt, and a backpack. So,
lagi naka-backpack si Jon. Lagi naka-backpack.
Kami suitcase, briefcase, a laptop, everything is so formal. And then my client would be some guy in shades and Crocs with a big-ass shirt. But he'd pull up, he'd act as if he would own the place. So sabi ko, medyo mayabang to.
Kinakabahan na tuloy ako sa anong first impression mo sa akin, JL.
Medyo mayabang to. But it was cool. It was cool. For context, if you're a client, you go to the meeting room. Jon opened the door, closed the meeting room, took out his whiteboard, told me all his plans. Sabi ko,
straight to the point.
Yeah. Sabi ko, hi, nice to meet you. Kasi second time na to eh. Pero first time niya sa office namin. And then he's like, this is my plan, blah, 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 blah. It's like a full-on hour of him just writing at the board. Tapos naisip ko, damn, like, this would be so cool if he was my boss. He was so cool kasi ako sanay ako na super strict, super, hi, good morning, nice to meet you, I'm JL, I'm your blah, blah, blah.
Super formal.
And then Jon would pull up, yo, what's up? Yo, what's up? What's good today? Right? So, first thought ko, he would be such a cool boss, you know. He had so much ideas. He was so unapologetic for who he was, and he had such a vision that, you know, I couldn't grasp at the time kasi we were in two different worlds. He was in marketing and entertainment and everything you could think of, and I was just in finance.
What year is this ba?
2022.
Okay.
2022.
2 years ago lang, yeah.
Yeah. Tapos, since he was my client and he also lived near, nakita ko siya. He told me, every day I'm up at 4 a.m. and 8 a.m. I have coffee with my kids at Toby's. And Toby's is near my office. So, at times, I would see him. Tapos naisip ko, damn. Apart from being a cool boss, he'd probably be a really great dad. Diba? Fast forward to the end of the deal, the end of my time with JV as well, because he was also my client. Jon was like, what are you going to do after this? Why don't you just work with me?
Talaga? Diniretso agad niya ng ganon?
Yeah, what are you going to do after this? I'm like, I don't really know. But Jon was the first owner of a company to offer me a deal. Tapos, he was the one that set the meeting with V. He was the one that coordinated it. And if you guys know Jon, he hates anything administrative. Setting meetings, coordinating with one party, coordinating with another. So looking back at it now, I know that was something that Jon doesn't really do. Long story short, I went on board, and nung first thoughts ko na, damn, he would be a great boss. Damn, he would be a great dad. I got to experience that firsthand.
In short, pinirate ka ni Jon.
In short, he poached me.
He poached you. Okay.
He's like, yeah, talk to this guy, talk to this guy. This is, okay, I got it. Let's do this. It's much more fun with me. Naging totoo naman. He became my mentor, my boss. And if you guys don't know, I sometimes call him dad because he was also a second father to me. Everyone says Jon gives tough love. Diba? There's harsh words from Jon, but he means well.
Yeah.
He is so harsh on everyone. Just take it well. It is the plan. Not once did I feel that tough love. Sabi mo, Ryan, I'm with him every day. Never gonna feel
Talaga ba?
yung tough love. He was always so supportive of me.
Talaga?
I remember Jon was and ang dami magsabi nito, Jon was the first person to believe in me. Analyst pa lang ako when they brought me in 2022. But a few months in, he would introduce me to his sister, si R ata yun, and his friend, si Karishma. This is JL, my CFO. I was like, what the heck is this guy saying? I'm an analyst, bro. What are you saying? This is JL, my CFO. And then he would chat me, JL, you're CFO, right? You're CFO, right? You're CFO, right? Speak up. Say it. And then there was one time we also had XCOM, the board. So Jon, JV, they were all serious over there. And I just mentioned to Jon, it's actually one of my dreams to start a fund. And he was like, okay, then handle mine. It was 8 ETH. And if you guys don't know, it's like 2 million pesos. I was like, what the heck? I just said that right now. And you're trusting me with your entire portfolio? What is happening? So I guess that's how I knew Jon. Just a guy that would always push me, a guy that always believed in me. And I know that's something that anyone that Jon has ever encountered would say, because he was the first to believe in you, the first to give you the tools for you to succeed.
Very nice. And look where that has brought you right now, diba? I mean, I remember JL had a little bit of conflict with her parents, her own parents, diba? Can you tell us more about that conflict about your parents, and has Jon contributed in some way for your decision?
Yeah. So when I started out, syempre I came from investment banking, and I was offered very many roles that were big in international companies. And my parents, syempre, of course, any parent would want that. It's the safe route. It's the safe route where, for years, secure yung job mo. For years, you have a big company that would catch you. Kahit anumang market yan. But I didn't follow my parents. As a good child, I chose the opposite. I chose to be with Jon. I chose to be with JV. And my parents didn't accept that. They didn't talk to me for however long. And I would always tell that to Jon and JV, like, guys, I'm not okay with my parents, actually. I would just say it lightly. I don't actually talk to my parents. But there's one thing that Jon taught me, and it's always going to ring in my head, is, JL, you have to raise your standards. Right? Never settle for B or C. You always have to be the star player. If you raise your standards, you know you are meant for so much greater. You're not meant to be a pencil pusher. You're not meant for small things. You're meant for big things, and you need to own up to that. You need to choose a path wherein you have the right environment. You need to choose a path wherein you have the right tools and the right people to mentor you. And that's why I chose to stick with Jon and JV every single day. Kaya nakita mo kami every single day magkausap. So, yeah.
So, speaking of the career path you chose, let's talk a little bit about Jon, because yung mga sinabi ko kanina, medyo alam na yun ng our age group. So, I'm sure some of them, if not, will listen to this tribute podcast. JL, can you share the successes of Jon here in the past 2-3 years that you know of, the things that he worked on and how it turned out to be?
John was everyone will say this, but John was everywhere, bro. Like anything you can think of, sasabihin lang ako idea. Yeah, this is how you do it. Blah 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 blah. What about this? No, it's not gonna work. Blah 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 blah. He already had a plan. He's like your human chat GPT.
He is.
Like ano mo sabihin mo, may plano na yan, may marketing plan na yan.
Pero naka-PowerPoint na walang pictures.
Oo.
Puro words lang. Diba?
Kasi ka na bahala.
Sa mga nakakilala kay Jon Herrera, hindi ka makakita ng ano dyan, ng ano, yung with pictures, with deck. Siguro recently meron na kasi
May ChatGPT.
meron na siyang ano AI poster generator. Pero for those who know Jon, makakatanggap ka ng email sa kanya. JL, correct me if I'm wrong. Makakatanggap ka ng email sa kanya, PowerPoint .ppt.
At like 4 a.m.
Yes,
mind
at
you.
4 a.m. It's like 50 slides. Pero anong laman ng slides na yun?
1 word, 2 words, 3 words.
That's Jon
but
Herrera.
he has an entire story.
That's Jon Herrera. Typical. Yeah, sige, continue, JL.
So for the past, I only knew John. Siguro mga 2 years pa lang. Yeah. But within those 2 years, all I saw were successes, regardless of anything that happened in the past. All I saw was John being a great closer, John being able to get things done. You know, John is the only person that can bring in people from Silicon Valley
Yeah.
to a random house,
True.
to a small company and invest in them. Nobody does that. I come from investment banking. That is such a hard thing to do, but John was able to pull it off. And that's just one of the things that John was able to do. Every single day, he is able to close people. Every single day, he's able to save our company.
Yeah, fantastic. Right, do you have any questions for JL?
Jel, for you, let's say, if there's a one word that you can describe John, or let's say, pagka sinabi mong John, ito agad yung word na may isip mo, ano yun?
I would say ambitious.
Ambitious.
Nothing was ever impossible. If you said no, he's going to say, no, it should have been done yesterday. What are you talking about? It's easy. Everything is easy for John.
Nothing's impossible then
Yeah.
for him. Yeah.
So, if I were to recapture kung ano sinabi niya sa dinner natin, if you remember, John said, there's no losing in the long game. I mean, that it sure as hell feels like a big loss right now, now that you're not here. But when you left, diba, he left such a big shoe to fill,
Yeah.
and a standard that's set so high. The bar has been set so high, John. But I know that me personally and JV and everyone else in the team, of course you, Ryan, will make sure that in the long run we will win. As a team, we will win for
John.
John.
Yeah.
Napakaganda naman nun. I remember that dinner.
Yeah.
It was, for context, we are at some point about to make big decisions for the company. And I told John na parang, let's have this dinner. You know, there's a lot of stress in the past few months. I go, John, there's nothing that we didn't, you know, there's nothing that we didn't put our minds into that did not succeed. So that's a very special. And the funny thing is, there were like 12 of us, 13 of us there. He's the very first person who uploaded the photo.
Yeah.
Diba?
Mm.
That's how John is.
Tsaka, kasi, like, yun nga yung minsan ginagawa ni John, like, he's one of the glues na parang, because during the time, there's so many disconnect. Like, there's so many things that we have to fix internally. Na that dinner was very, very important before we start a new season. Kasi, you know, so many things that we can talk about. And, you know, siguro isa rin to sa mga, a good reminder of that dinner that we have to be united again.
Yep.
Like, you know, like, we're just talking about it last week na parang nakalimutan na naman natin kung ano yung dinner na yun, na we really have to be united and to be, you know, yung set aside whatever it is. You know, and siguro this is a good reminder for that then.
I believe that John, I've had my series of meetings yesterday. And I believe that's what John wanted. Diba? It's not an easy task, pero let's win together.
Yeah.
Of course.
Diba? He may not be here anymore, pero well, John, let's admit it. Most of the time, after season 3, lagi ka namang wala. Pero,
11 a.m. hard out.
yeah, alam naman namin yan. But your presence is felt.
Yeah.
So, JL, maybe, John is always watching. If there's something that you would like to say to him, let's share it to all of our viewers also.
John, Daddyverse,
Hmm.
Dad. Thank you for all the roles that you have played in my life. Whether that's my boss, my mentor, my second father, or a friend. You never failed in any aspect of that. Even though I only got to meet you for a short while, I'm so grateful for the times we spent together because I remember crying to you when I was drunk. Saying, we had a team building. I remember crying to you when I was drunk. I said, thank you. You don't know how much you changed my life. I'm so grateful for you. And to this day, that sentiment remains the same. To this day, I am forever grateful that I got to meet you and that I can consider you my friend. Thank you. Love you, Dad.
Yep. I mean, everything you mentioned. So sorry, sa akin na naman manggagaling. Everything that you mentioned, and is true naman. And in my conversations with John, and you know this, I've been telling you this din naman, JL, na kung meron siyang reklamo sa maraming tao dito sa negosyo namin, sa'yo siguro yung isa sa mga pinakakonti. And we all know the reason why. It's because you get how he works. And how you get how he works, it makes it easy for him to one short call, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, you understand how it goes. So I'm sure John would have wanted to continue to mentor you more. Kasi we never really doubted yung CFO role mo. Diba? I mean, all of us have a lot to learn. And it's funny because almost all of us here, we're not into parang learn through it in school. Diba, right? Parang not all of us are here na parang, oh, you're really from finance, you're really from ganito. There's a lot of things that JL has been doing and learned from John.
John trusts JL so much, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, si JL nga isa sa mga iniiwasan ko when I made the announcement because it's going to be hard for me to...
You know how close they are.
Yeah. And, well, I'm sure he's proud of you as well.
Thank you.
And all of us. Sorry if I'm gonna be the one always saying it kasi we do have our talks. And in our future businesses, JL, siguro, you may think, as you mentioned kanina, you may think like you're an analyst, not yet ready to be CFO. Now you're CFO. In the 2-3 businesses that me and John are working on, you're already on paper. So that's how he trusts you.
Don't fail him.
Yes, pressure na,
Don't
pressure.
fail him.
All we do is win.
Yeah, very John. All we do is win.
And not to mention, every time we do things together, he always asks me, parang, is it okay if we include JL? You know, the house, the other house, the streaming platform. Lagi yan. After Mancom, he talks about his stuff, giving me updates, and then more than a couple of times he says parang, is it okay if we include JL? Ang sagot ko naman, sige, kasi nababawasan akong trabaho sa kanya. But that's how he trusts. you in this thing. Of course, there's a lot of things to learn. Don't worry, you're in good hands. John will continue guiding you, not just you, all of us. Yeah. JL, thank you so much for
Thank you,
those
JL.
lovely messages. Thank you. Yan, Ray, grabe, no? Alam mo, hindi tayo nagsasalita, pero...
Yeah. Ako, honestly, gusto ko lang makinig sa mga stories na parang how they celebrate John's life as well.
Sobra. And itong mga ganitong bagay, there's so many things to celebrate in life for Jon Herrera. DJ Johnnyverse. And of course, we have another guest.
Yeah.
And I think this guest, may intro pa eh, no? This guest, I think among all of us here, for some people that might think ako yung pinakamatagal na may relationship with John. In fact, there's someone more.
Yeah. Way back pa sila.
Way back. Siguro noong mga panahon na I was telling kanila na ina-idol ko si John.
Siguro ako, elementary pa lang siguro ako na
Parang mo sinabing matanda na yung guest na.
Hindi naman.
Sagot ka, wala kang project. Joke lang. So, yes, without further ado, majority of the people already know her. And the reason for this is, like I said, kung akala nyo ako yung may pinakamahabang pagkakakilala at friendship kay John, there's someone with us here today that has more than that. And that's the one and only Miss Maan.
Maan.
Welcome,
Hello.
Maan.
Hi, good
Hi,
afternoon,
Maan.
everyone. First time ko dito sa TGL.
First time on any podcast?
Yes, actually.
Wow.
Ganito pala yung feeling.
Ayun. Well, welcome, ha? John would have loved to have this opportunity to talk to you in front of the cameras, di ba? So, siguro, wag ko nang patagalin. Simulan na natin.
Go, bro.
Tanungin mo na siya paano sila nagsimula.
Yes. Maan, anong, okay na ba tanong kong year? Hindi, siguro wag ng year, paano, tsaka how long kayo, tsaka, anong reason ba't kayo nag-meet ni John?
Okay. Actually, kanina dinidescribe nyo na, parang nung dinidescribe nyo, parang preschool pa lang ata ako eh.
Grabe naman yun!
Ay, grabe! Nakakatawa preschool!
Nakakatakot palang guest to.
Parang preschool pa lang, nagtatrabaho na ako But yeah, I've known John for more than 10 years already, 2011.
Oh, tagal na nga.
2011. Yun yung styles, talagang styles time.
23 years.
Hindi.
Ay, 13. Sorry. Yeah, 13.
Styles yun. I actually was looking for a new job. And then merong events and marketing company. I didn't know what it was. Pagdating ko doon, nalaman ko it was Styles.
Na kanina pa natin pinag-uusapan.
Yes, oo. So yung Styles is actually a promotions and events company. Talagang we really specialize in nightlife. So lahat ng clubs, hindi man lahat ng clubs, but the main ones like Embassy.
The high-end ones, the elite ones.
Republic.
Oh,
Yan.
Opus.
Yes, Opus. Oo. So, and even the mga provincial ones from Sinulog, Boracay, yung mga ganon. That was all mga Styles events.
Okay.
And yung mga iPhone na launch, mga ano pa yon, iPhone 4 pa. Tapos Samsung, I don't know kung anong number, basta mga 2 or 3 pa yon. So, yun. So, kami yon, Styles events yon. And doon ko siya na-meet. Actually, na-meet ko siya for an interview. I didn't know who he was.
Siya nag-interview sa'yo?
I didn't know who he was. But sabi sa akin, nung ka-work ko noon, nung time na yon, siya daw si DJ Johnnyverse. Tapos sabi ko, sino si DJ Johnnyverse? Okay. Tapos sinearch ko, sikat pala siya. So siya si DJ Johnnyverse pala. So I've probably seen him in Embassy. I just don't know who he was. Hindi pa ako masyadong familiar with the DJs. But dun ko siya na-meet. He was, pumasok lang siya sa office. Alam niyo yung cap niya, nakabaliktad.
Yeah.
Tapos, I don't know kung ano shirt, basta it was a graphic streetwear shirt. Tapos, yung usual jeans and shoes. So, tapos after nun, nagkamali pa nga ako ng lagay dun sa CV ko. Parang nalagay ko dun mali yung birthday ko. So, he thought I was a Gemini. Tapos sabi ko, no, I'm a Taurus. Tapos sabi niya, oh, I thought you were a Gemini. Tapos parang apparently, he likes people who are Gemini.
Yeah, just like
Kasi
him.
Gemini siya.
Every time yun eh. Lagi niyang tinatanong, anong zodiac sign ang hinahire natin?
Yes. Oh, so akala niya. So feeling ko, kaya ako nagkaroon ng schedule kasi akala niya Gemini ako. Sabi ko, hindi, Taurus ako. Ayoko lang palitan. Nagkamali yung dates eh. But yeah, dun ko siya na-meet. He was very young. I think he was 30 years old then. Very young. Tapos, ang dami naming ginagawang, it was a mix of everything. It was clubs, nightlife promotions, fashion events, music. We were parang, basta sobrang dami. And we were such a small team, a very, very small team. Probably around 10 to 15 employees, but we have a lot of interns. Pero when we do events, para kaming may manpower of 50 packs. Ganun siya. But yeah, dun ko siya na-meet. He was very chill, parang cool guy. And then he was, nung interview ko pa lang, parang magwo-work na kami. Parang, first day ko na ba? Kasi parang, okay.
Typical Jon.
Yeah, then sabi pa niya sa akin, where's your notebook? Parang, notebook ba? Wala akong dalang notebook kasi interview ko nga dapat, di ba? So, tinatanong niya ako may notebook ako. Sabi ko, I didn't bring one. Tapos parang sabi niya, okay. Sabi niya, here's the paper. Tapos parang nagno-notes na ako on my interview. Yun yung first time na na-meet ko siya. Actually, I was applying for an accounts position, account sales and marketing, tas accounts. But there was no position available during that time. And the position that is executive assistant ni Jon.
Okay.
So sabi ko, fine, I will take the job because I wanted to work with you and then I will move into accounts after. And then, apparently, that position never really gets filled na matagal. So, mga 1 month, 2 months. Kasi yung mga nagtitake ng job na yon napapagod yata sila. I don't know.
Sabihin mo na yan, totoo. Jon Herrera has a thing for, has a thing of like, if you don't do the work, okay, let's switch.
Yeah. Ganun ka si Jon, yeah.
Yeah, so wala. As in, parang pagpasok ko doon, parang, ay, ka ni Jon, good luck. Sabi ko, okay. So, pero yeah, he was actually, he was a tough boss, but for me, as what JL also mentioned, he wasn't really, I know he was tough, pero hindi ko talaga yon na experience. Na I knew he can be challenging, and pero hindi yun yung ganun yung experience ko with him, but I know he can be very kasi pagkausap mo siya, di ba, he has so many ideas, very wild and crazy ideas. After your meeting, medyo masakit yung ulo nyo. Ganon. Kailangan mo mag-break for 1 hour kasi kailangan mo lang pag-isipan kung ano yung mga pinag-usapan nyo. So he can be like that, but he has the craziest ideas. But if you sit down on it, it actually kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
And during yung mga meetings namin, I've been pulled in so many meetings with so many influential people. Actually, nagdi-discuss si Jon ng mga ideas niya. And some of the ideas from 10 years ago, yung parang, that's crazy, yung parang digital payment system.
So ngayon naging ano siya?
Diba, GCash is so huge now. He was actually creating a platform, but it was parang napaaga. But we were already building one. Even the monetization of influencers, we were creating a platform to monetize yung mga, hindi pa influencers during that time. It was actually celebrities on Twitter. So, Twitter pa yon. So, hindi pa siya X. Tapos, we were paying celebrities. Hindi pa sikat yung mga content creators or influencers. But we were already building a platform of it. Tapos, yung music festival na ganun kalaki. Yun yung actually talagang we've seen also. Yung 7107 Music Festival. Yun yung nakita natin talaga in yung event itself. But that was so huge. Hindi rin, to be honest, yung Philippines parang di pa rin siya ready for that kind of massive event.
Jon is so much ahead of his time, no? Nagtipong, if you will, even kunwari may mga idea siya ngayon na you will think it's crazy. But after a few years, you would say, that makes sense. Diba? Na parang,
Actually, for people who know Jon, diba? Yun talaga yung parang moniker niya. Parang visionary, pero may kasunod.
Yeah.
The kasunod was too early.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is always too early.
Too early for this
Yeah.
for this to happen. And for some people, it may sound negative na parang, oh, in business, there's always timing and everything. But ako, if you ask me personally, there's not gonna be any more time better than the moment you thought of it. And being the person that, di ba tayo, we honor the people that invented things, 'di ba? Parang ito sa history when you go to school, who invented the light bulb? Who invented the money? Who invented ganyan? For John, it's like a regular day thing for him
Yeah.
'di ba? And this 7107 festival, although all of its success and all of the controversies behind it, at the end of the day you only think of one person and it's him. It's Jon Herrera. 'Di ba? Sige man, continue.
Yeah, it was so huge na it has a lot of controversies around it na how can the Philippines pull off an event that big? As in, because there were, I think, around 30 talents, international and Pinoy local, na they cannot believe something that big is happening for 2 straight days.
Yeah.
Tapos 2 stages pa. It was big because of course you know who was there, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Cascade, Kendrick Lamar.
So big.
Yung iba, I think you probably know yung mga red jumpsuit apparatus, asteroid, ganyan. But yeah, super laki nun.
For context, I know we have a younger
Yes.
viewership. Coachella,
Yeah.
Yeah, Coachella.
Ultra, Tomorrowland, Zouk.
Hindi pa uso yung mga yan. Iba yung mga hydro na local artist pa lang. Parang ganon. Pero ito, international artist.
Exactly. And of course, one of the founders of Hydro, Nick Hernandez, as mentioned earlier. I'm pretty sure they got the idea from the 7107. And not just him, but almost, if not everybody else in the events industry.
Music festivals.
All these music festivals, all these rakrakan, it all looks up to this one iconic music festival which is 7107. Yung mga ina-attendan natin ngayon, it all started somewhere. And all of this, kung hindi nyo alam kung ano yung pattern na yun, it's the Coachella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was 10 years ago, 2014.
Damn.
Kaka-anniversary lang niya, nung Feb.
Yan. So, Maan, you mentioned about how you met John, diba? But from my understanding, it didn't end there. Can you share to us, kasi katulad ng usap natin kahapon, for some reason, wherever John goes, the both of us goes. Diba? And you go way back than me and John. Can you tell us more, ano yung iba-iba pang mga, apart from, we were talking about just now, styles, ad influent, right? What are the other businesses that you and John work together?
Alright. Yeah. So, when I got in the styles, so he was also working on Grey One Social and Trilogy Boutique, which brought us the different international streetwear brands. During that time, hindi pa uso yung mga concept stores, na yung sama-sama yung mga brands or yung mga drops nila yung hindi pa na-drop ever. But it's all limited stock or limited edition of this particular shoe. Doon na pupunta sa Grey One Social yon, and then sa Trilogy Boutique.
Doon nakilala actually yung Grey One Social. If you cannot find this specific shoe,
Yes.
you can find it in Grey One Social.
Correct me if I'm wrong, man. They carry Vans, Stussy.
Yes, 2C, LS,
LS.
Hells Bells.
Yeah.
Ang dami, sobrang daming brands.
Yes. Wala pang for context, again guys, ako ang nagiging bridge nyo. Kung akala nyo ang nagsimula ng lahat ng mga yan is Supreme, Off-White, no. It all started with the brands that the three of us are talking about right now.
Parang parang siya naging collab na parang the House of Collab ng mga brands
Yes,
siya, diba?
exactly.
Parang ganun.
Ang galing. Now that you mention it, right?
It's smart. It's very smart.
is.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. So, man, what was your transition from styles towards to that?
So from styles, and then we did also ad influent, which is the influencer marketing, more on celebrities pa during that time. And then the next one is we actually went into 7107, of course, but biglang kaming nagkaroon ng shift in shift in a business. So we went into the insurance industry. Insurance industry and coaching.
So, stylist pa rin yun, yung coaching and...
Hindi na. It's
Hindi
a
na.
new business na.
Okay.
So, we went into insurance. That was our first, sabi ko nga kay John, John, I don't really know anything about insurance.
Same here!
And si John like, I don't know anything here too. So, nandun kami. And for the first 6 months, naggulat lahat in the insurance industry because there's this group na not insurance agents from before. Walang experience at all. They're different mga marketing professionals. They're
Real
young.
estate.
Real estate, iba-iba. Tapos, as in, daming nagtatanong, like, what is happening there? Like, who is leading that? And it was John. He studied for the first 3 months. And then yung 6 months, we were the number 1 agency there.
Wow.
So, as in, may time na for a year, as in our company, si JV also mentioned earlier, FWD,
Yeah,
we were the
FWD.
number 1 agency there because of John. From a group of 5 people who started it, it ended to mga 50 to 100 agents in a year. So talagang we disrupted the insurance industry because they could not believe na kaya pala yun gawin in that span of time.
Bigyan ko kayo ng context again. Kung akala nyo yung mga nagbibenta sa inyo na insurance are only old people.
Yeah.
Yun ang, back in the day, 5, 6, 7 years ago
Mga
naman.
tita mo.
Ang nagbibenta sa inyo ng insurance, anak, may trabaho ka na, kausapin ka ng tita mo. Ano po yun? Ito, ganito, ang savings mo, meron ka bang 3 months, ganyan, funnel, whatever. John freaking changed the dynamic. Now, who said that this business is only for the titos and titas? Who said that only you guys are the trustworthy people that can talk about death, savings, passive income, investments? John, as Man mentioned, disrupted it. Suddenly, recruited a bunch of nightlife people, marketing people, real estate people, nurses, whatsoever, and built a powerful machine that shocked the insurance business.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel, Man, that you're also part of that?
Yeah, actually, when John mentioned that to me, yung kapag may bago siyang business or idea, I'm like, kaya ba natin to? Pero si John to kayang-kaya to. Always like that. For him talaga, nothing is really impossible. So kapag may idea siya or may venture siya na he wanted to test, I'm like, kaya ba? Parang hindi Pero if you know na he's there, it is possible talaga.
Yun yung pinag-usapan natin, Ray, di ba? Na parang may ganung effect si John.
Yeah.
Na parang, sige, hindi mo naintindihan.
Yeah.
So, parang, like Maan mentioned, like we were talking about earlier, parang, dude, that's a fucking crazy
Yeah.
idea. Like, how the fuck, paano natin sila mapapa-oo? Paano natin sila, how are we going to sell? Pero for some reason, sige na nga. Sige na nga. And then, a few months after, boom, bam, number 1, money coming in, business thriving. Diba?
Yeah. And time again, laging ganun. Yung parang, ano to, unheard of. I like, paano gagawin? Kasi there's no one really to copy Parang, paano ba? Tapos biglang, boom, okay na. And yun yung nangyari for that business. And he was also doing then retail during that time. So, iba-iba. It's not really just parang that business alone, pero so many other things.
Grabe, to all the Gen Z and even millennials that are watching, if you really want to be successful, diba? Listen to how we describe and celebrate the life of Jon Herrera. If you think, sabi lang to, I'm not saying na ganito, it is what it is, but people in the social media world today say that Gen Z are very soft or afraid to work or sticks to just one thing. Jon Herrera is teaching us na if you really want to be successful in life, you can't just focus on one thing. You can't just, the cliche, the term, you can't put all your eggs in one basket. Diba? And John's living proof. Casey, JL, Ryan, myself, Man, the longest person that's been working with John, says the exact same thing. He's all over the place. Like, siguro if you look at it on a different perspective, let's try all these things. I'm not gonna get tired, and let's see what sticks. You throw everything at the wall, pack. If one sticks, then we maximize that part. At least, diba? You have one thing going. So that that's something we all learn from Jon. Man. So, continuing to your story, after that insurance, what other parang what I'm trying to say, man, is ano pa yung ibang mga businesses that you work on with Jon?
Yeah, before we end up here.
Yeah, before we end up here. And why do you always keep on following?
Yeah, so he did also retail. So nagput up ng iba-ibang retail stores and then the operations to that. But he was really more focused on the marketing side. Yeah, more on the content, on what you produce. Tapos yung the next one would be his coaching business naman, wherein he was helping mga entrepreneurs, mga businessmen, and then may mga courses din siya na he was selling also parang to improve your business, your sales strategy. Ang dami. And the reason why, I remember this conversation with Jon now when I was still in Styles. Na I wanted to parang quit or explore other things. And then he told me, sabi ko, parang this is not stable. Parang I told him that the reason why is because he wanted nga to move to the insurance industry. So that's why I wanted sana to quit. Sabi ko kasi that's not my thing. Tapos sabi niya, sabi ko, and that might not be stable for me. Parang I don't feel secure in that. Tapos sabi niya sa akin, the only thing that's secured here is you and me. And
Wow. Bigat yun, ha?
Paano ka hindi doon?
Yeah, bigat yan.
Yeah, so I'm like, sabi ko, that is true. Then realize ko, sabi ko, yeah. And that is why I always, I'm sharing with you all the highs.
Yeah.
All the highs, right? But there were so many lows as well.
Yeah.
Kasi I've shared with you, ang dami, di ba? Puro milestones lahat ng sinabi ko, di ba? But there were so many lows as well.
Even here in THOC.
Yeah. Oh, and even during the lowest of times, of course, I always got Jon's back, always. But even during his lowest time, he was always still supporting other people. Na even na may pinagdadaanan siya, he was always there to help. And this is what's crazy here kasi, you never see him post about it, share about it, but I know kasi sa akin yung processing sa akin yung may transaction na talk to this person.
Yeah. Talk to Man. I'll create a GC with Man. Email Man. Ganun.
Yeah, ako yun.
Sana all meron din akong ginagawa. Talk to Ari. Kaso wala, nagda-drive Joke lang. Yeah, continue, Man.
Yeah, so even during those times, as in he still helps people. And then, of course, during his passing, ang daming nag-message sa akin. I know all of them because I've transacted in them one way or another kasi tinulungan sila ni Jon at their lowest point. And even though that it was also a challenging time for Jon. So, that's why yung ko sa kanya, our relationship talaga is built on trust and loyalty. Loyalty because I understand na he's there. He has a vision, yes, but it's always about helping other people, even in connecting people. Diba he's like a connector?
Yeah, actually. Parang glue.
He's a connector.
He's a glue guy.
Yeah, glue guy. Yeah.
So, like, he'll parang ma-meet ka lang niya the first time. He'll introduce you to so many people you don't know, pero at the end, you'll help each other out. Ganon. He connects everyone and brings them together.
Just like right now, if not because of Jon, probably we don't know each other.
Yeah.
Most of us probably don't know each other.
Right.
Ngayon wala na siya, pero we still know each other and we're still working together.
Grabe. Totoo naman lahat yan. Man. And you mentioned the lows. And apart from Jon being the helpful person, he's also your top cheerleader, no?
Yes, he is.
That's one thing I noticed kay Jon, na parang bihira ko siyang magsabi ng that's not gonna work. Or no. I've also seen, by the way, Man created a Facebook group to commemorate John. In Facebook, syempre, the algorithm, it shows you your circle. So it's kind of hard to search for everything. Ako, these past few days, I'll be honest, I've been on Facebook so much more than my entire life.
Same.
just because of you, bro.
Oh.
Sobra. I think in the past 4 days, ito yung pinakamaraming beses ko nasa Facebook in my entire life.
Talaga?
Sobra. And it's all because I wanted to see all the memories and everyone commemorating John's life. And thank you, man, for creating that group where you can find a compiled mentions and memories of John. Dun lang sa pagtingin ko dun sa group na yun, I felt like I knew John more. Diba? So, those things, man, you mentioned the lows. And I mentioned the messages of the people. It connects everything, you know. Na nakikita ko dun, John was there, who messaged me when I was sick, when my family is sick. John was there when I was starting up a business. Now my business is so big. John was there. You're the very first person that created a shirt for me. John was there. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yung first na nag-invest sa kanila, yun yung first job nila, yun yung si John yung nagbigay ng idea sa kanila, or no one wanted to parang believe in the idea. Tapos si John, meron na siyang yung ito na yung gagawin. May plan na siya. Parang kakamit lang nila na ito yung gusto kong gawin, tapos may prepare na si John. Pero yeah, we all have a collective experience of him na medyo almost similar. How he believed in us, siya yung first one, how he supported, and also yung pag-check-in.
Yes.
The random check-in.
Bigla lang magme-message out of the blue.
Yeah. Tapos sobrang random, like, how's Maddie? Sabi ko, huh? Maddie is my dog.
Yeah.
So sabi ko, huh? Tapos minsan he'll ask about my sister, my brother, my family, si Miss, and my husband. Since sobrang random. And he'll send you mga on IG stories.
Sobrang dami.
Random things.
Sobrang dami.
Sobrang dami. Tapos tuloy-tuloy. Sunod-sunod.
Yes.
Tapos parang ako, okay, medyo marami lang yung videos. But I view all of them. But,
Uy, sure ka?
yes, I view all of
Kasi-
them. May heart pa.
Kasi ako minsan pinapast forward ko.
Depende.
Tapos tatanungin pa niya ako, did you watch it? Did you watch it? Did you watch it?
Hindi lang yung mga 3 hours. Kasi minsan nagsasend din siya ng mga 3 hours na YouTube
Oh, grabe.
episodes.
Grabe.
Grabe yun. Pwedeng i-watch naman during traffic. Pero he also sends randomly PDFs.
Oh, yes, PDF.
Audiobooks. Grabe.
Grabe.
Actually, minsan nagsasend si Jan sa akin ng kaganda nun is something personal about you, like 33 pages na PDF na actually, I'll be honest, most of them hindi ko pa nabasa. Pero since
Of course, Ryan Tanyada, I know.
bro, 33 pages. But you know, since wala si Jan ngayon, siguro that might mean something more now.
course.
Na i-open yung mga bagay na yun.
Alam mo, ito lang yun eh. For us, in a busy day, we might think na, oh, ano na naman to? Diba? Pero let's look. We're always looking yung tayo. Let's look at why he sent it.
Yeah.
He saw something and then he thought of you.
Yeah.
Yun yung matinding factor doon. Na parang, buti sana kung tayo lang ngayon because of THOC.
Yeah.
But when I saw all the messages on the group that Man made, he's doing it for almost everyone.
Yeah.
For all of us. For him to go through a video, I'll be honest I go through a video, let's say it's a cooking video. I'll send it to probably Jen. And I'll send it to probably my cooking content creators. Or even Ryan. Kasi he does the mukbang and ASMRs. Why am I saying this? Kasi ito lang yung circle ko ngayon eh. Sila yung unang papasok sa isip ko. For John's case, he goes through that and he remembers and finds even the longest person na matagal na niyang hindi nakausap, dun niya isisend. And that's the crazy check-ins that man is saying. And all of a sudden, maybe you don't know, maybe we don't know, na sa tagal natin di nag-uusap, this actually helped us. Diba? That's something that I will really miss. Kasi, I don't know if he does this to you guys. John sends me Messenger, TikTok, Instagram, Viber.
May email pa.
May email pa. Pero sa akin, dumaan na sa punto na sinabi ko kay John, John, kahit nasang platform ka, kung meron kang gustong panoorin sa akin, i-messenger mo na lang. Alam mo, sa sobrang, I mean, John is a lot of things, but there are things that I cannot control sa kanya. Umabot kami sa punto na, John, pagka work-related, business natin, kahit anong negosyo, WhatsApp tayo. Please lang, John, please. Pag yung mga videos, messenger na lang. Para hindi matabunan. It was like, tatawanan lang ako. I should still watch it. Busy ka kasi. Yossi ka na Yossi. That's so typical, diba?
Yeah.
But anyway, man, mentioning that something that I missed about, a lot of things that I missed about John. Can you tell us na lang, man, what are the most things that you miss about Jon Herrera? And lastly, your message to him.
Okay. Sobrang dami naming memories ni John. Super. From, of course, yung pinaka, I think, yung mga fun times namin at Styles, all the nightlife events. Malakas ako minom dahil kay John. He trained me well.
Aren't we all?
Like, pagkita ko sa table, alam ko na kung malalasing ako or hindi. Pag nakita ko, walo, hindi. Pero, so, si John trained me very well. Nangangagat din siya kapag medyo mas masaya na siya ng...
Mas masaya na siya
pag
more than anybody.
Masaya na siya. Nakaabot na rin ako sa mga nabibiyak na mga table sa clubs.
Wow.
And it gets billed to me. I'm like, huh? Sinong nakasira? Si John daw. I'm like, what? Okay, naalala ko na tumalon siya doon. May mga ganong instances. So I will remember all those fun times na I was really, really crazy. And then, syempre, all the highs, all the milestones, and even the lowest ones were really the best. Kasi, and then, our conversation sa mga coffee shop and at his house. I've actually spent so much time also in his house. I know his family, he knows my family. We're really that close. Pero yung mga conversations namin in the coffee shops are also the best. We talk about everything, about work, life. As in, it's really a mix of everything. Wala sa kanya kasing work, life. It's a work-life. It's not work-life balance. It's work-life fusion. Ganon yun. So it all works in that kind of sphere. And then, of course, we don't have a lot of... You know what I realized? John and I don't have a lot of photos together because we're always working. If we're not working, we're having so much fun. All the pictures are blurry. Or we didn't really take one because we forgot already. But we're always... it's a bit awkward for us to take photos or be close to one another because we also talk so much. Pag with other people, we hardly are together. I mean, I think yung mga tao here are surprised to know that John and I have known each other for so long. Yeah. It's because when we are here, it's like, we're like, it's work. This is work. Yeah. Pero outside of this office, I mean, we really do talk a lot. And I will really cherish all those memories, even the low points. But yeah, And of course, syempre, the House of Collab this was your baby. Diba? I remember discussing this with him. I was on my maternity leave and he was discussing this already. He was asking me to check decks if they were okay to present to clients. And then I will look at it and then we'll talk about it. And then he wanted me to also join in. Tapos sabi ko, sige, I have to come back to my old office first kasi I promised them I will come back. And then, ayun na, the House of Collab. I went into the House of Collab and everything na is history. In terms of what I want to say,
Last message to John.
Hi, John. Alam ko, lagi kang nauuna. Nauna ka na naman. um, and, John is a person that, John, I know we can never slow you down. You're always so fast. Pero, naalala ko yung tip ni John, you can never slow a Jon Herrera. You never slow him down. You have to keep up with him. But my message to you, very hard. John, thank you so much. I will not cry kasi I've cried so many tears already. You've changed my life so much. My family knows you. I know also your family. You've changed my life in a way that there was this person who always believed that I can do a lot of things. And, I knew I could do them, but it was you who really believed that I can. And so I made it a point to do it. Because it was you who believed first. And a lot of people that you have touched would know that. It's because you believed in them. That's why they're able to do so many things. You saw the potential. But you also supported them in achieving that kind of potential. And I want to thank you. I wish a lot of people got to know you pa. I know you have met a lot of people already, and you have touched so many lives already. Kind of wish you kind of stayed a little bit longer so you were able to touch more lives that you already have. John, we will continue that legacy.
Yeah.
We will continue how you have touched our lives, how you have changed it for the better. Thank you for always being the first one to believe and for always supporting us in whatever dreams we have. Thank you for being our number one fan and cheerleader. And I love you so much, and I'll miss you. I see you everywhere. It's because I see you everywhere. And we'll continue. And thank you for the gift of your life. It was such a short 42 years. So short. But thank you because you made it, those few years that we were able to spend with you, you made it the best ones. So thank you, John. We got you always.
Thank you, man. Ganda. And coming from the person that has known John for the longest here, thank you so much, man. And siguro, there's nothing for me to say anymore based on my conversations with John. It's just that before even me entering the life of John, you are already there. Siguro, ako na lang personal message ko na thank you for being there for John for the longest time, man. And up until now, you also have been a big part of how I can communicate with John. So, through the highs, you mentioned, through the lows, nakasama rin ako dun at some point. John is gonna be very happy that we're still all here together and continuing his legacy. So, man, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you so much, man, for that lovely message for John.
Mas nakilala natin ng more deeply pa si John na
Exactly.
bagay na hindi natin siya kilala.
Agree. And I know it's been a long podcast episode already, pero there's so many things that we can celebrate and remember Jon Herrera with, diba, brother? And siguro, in closing and in passing towards this episode, last few minutes, Rai, we want to say anything about remembering John, and of course, your message to
John, uh, I wanted to say, I mean, thank you to everything. Sinabi ko nga dun before, nung bagong midnight natin, bro, all of this started with John's vision, right? Probably all of us might not be here if not because of John's idea. Um, he didn't only help a lot of people, pero he gave opportunities to so many people. And ako, siguro to thank you and yung para pagkita ko ng appreciation sa is kasi lagi nagme-message sa akin si John regarding, he always tells me to live up to my potential. Kasi I know naman na John believes in so many people. There was a time kasi na si John talaga like everyday siya nagme-message sa akin, and then everyday aside sa sobrang dami niyang sinasend na video sa akin, he actually sent me, may mga PowerPoint siya na in a day 30 pages, next day 20 pages, next day 20 pages again, na super personal na talagang may title, bro, na Ryan Tanyada. Tapos ito yung birthday ko, ito yung personality ko, ganto ganyan, and what he wants me to do and to improve, and so many this and that. But that showed me na how much he believe in me and how much he wants me to improve on the things that I have to. Like, lagi niya sinasabi sa akin na Ryan, you're special, but you have to live to that potential, because as of now you're still not living to that potential. Na you always want to make me feel na there's something more that you can reach, na you're still not tapping into it. And siguro hindi pa siguro sobrang late, but bro, I want to make you proud, especially for the House of Collab. Sinabi ko nga rin na you always say na we want his legacy to live on, and that can only be possible if we can be successful. That gave me more fuel to to be more motivated na maging successful dito. And yeah, I promise to live on yung lagi mo sinasabi sa akin, to my potential. Lagi niya rin sinasabi sa akin na Ryan, na you should embrace it. You should live on to who you are, especially dito sa The House of Collab. Kasi bro, medyo may ako dito na medyo guilty ako in this part, na there are times kasi na like, na parang I'm living my life here in The House of Collab, na parang sinabi na rin sa akin to before, na parang Ryan, you're not just a host here, you're not just the content creator, And si John kasi parang lagi, sinasabi mo sa akin yun, but si John kasi lagi niyang pinapamukha sa akin yun na tipong, Ray, you have to fix this, you have to do this, you have to do that, to the point na there are times na lagi niya pagka may mga sponsors, may mga guests, or kung ano, talagang i-make it to the point na ano pa naman ako dyan, kasi minsan ang aga-aga na stage.
7 a.m.
7 a.m. nandun, bro, me naman, nagigising ako ng oras, di ba? Pero nahihiya ako minsan kay dyan na 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. meron ng sponsor doon, or meron siyang investor na he always want na ma-meet ko. Tipong, minsan 7 a.m., 8 or 9. Pag nagsabi siya ahead of time, ginagawa ko naman talaga. Pero minsan kasi 7 a.m. nandun siya, dun lang di siya magsasabi. Hindi ko alam na nandun na pala siya. So how would I know? Pero pag nagsabi naman siya sa akin ahead of time, Ray, I'll be there with an investor or a sponsor by this time. I make it a point naman na namimit ko siya, and then lagi niyang inaano sa akin na, Ray, you have to embrace this, na you're not just a host, ganto ganyan. So lagi niya pinapakala na this is Ryan, one of our partners here, ganto ganyan, na like, so ako parang na hindi naman pressure, but I'm na ano ako to actually live in that, na parang okay, I'm not just a host here, I have to act like a partner, or this and that. I have to do more, I have to minsan na nakakalimutan ko na din yan, but I have to be reminded, and I'll make sure dyan na gagawin ko lahat ng roles ko, if not more, hindi na lang para sa sarili ko, but I wanted to do it for you as well, and I promise you, if in everything in our powers, to make the House of Collab more successful, we have more reasons to now. And Jan, till we meet each other again soon, we don't know yet kailan. And ang dami natin na pag-uusapan regarding not just the House of Collab, not just career, family, alam mo to, James, spirituality and everything, those things na minsan ikaw lang nakausap ko when it comes to those things. I'll miss those, deep talks na I have with you. Actually, bro, sa totoo lang, gusto ko magparamdam sa akin si Jan. Alam mo yun, lagi yung sinasabi, sana magpakita sa akin si Jan, sana magparamdam siya, or magbigay siya ng any signs or whatsoever na, to give more sense about this. Kasi we have so many things that we still have to para ma-reach natin yung goal natin. Hindi naman sa nagtatampo ako sa iyo dyan, but I feel like ang dami pa natin gustong gawin. Pagkakasama na pinag-usapan natin kanina, we don't know yung iba sa mga bagay na hindi. I'm not sure how we can. I'm sure magagawa natin ng paraan. But, even up to now, we're still thinking how we can pull it off without John. You left us so early, bro. But, kakayanin namin to with your guidance, And Jan, I just pray for you, and not just you, but your family na naiwan mo dito, Patty, and your kids, your sisters, your mom. I know you're also brokenhearted as we are. Bro, just guide us kung ano man yung dapat namin gawin. Especially here in the House of Collab, you guide us, you gave us kung ano man. Ikaw na bahalang tumapik dyan kay God na, give us more, favorable situations most of the time. Yeah, but, we will always tap in it out naman dito, and we'll make sure that we'll be successful for you. So, yun.
Thank you, Rai. Very lovely message. Syempre, siguro my turn, and to wrap it up, I've been trying to avoid this situation, pero kung nandito nga si John, parang sabi nga, JV, suck it up.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yeah. Sabi corny mo, iyak ka na naman.
Sobrang emotional si JV. Ganun siya eh. But, for me, Jon Herrera, you're really the brother that I never really had. Alam ko na sinabi mo yan sa akin in one of your birthday greetings to me. If you say I'm emotional, I'm not really that emotional, John. It's just that being with you brings out things that I don't know I can do. So, when I found out, sorry if I'm gonna be selfish, pero when I found out the news, John, ang una kong tinanong, paano na ako? Paano na ako in a way wherein, in terms of my life, I really looked up to you. You're really my idol. Pero, you've done more than that. I've had so many lows in my life. Sobrang dami. Pero John, you're always there picking me up. From my times when I was employed to become unemployed, you picked me up. During our insurance and coaching business, you picked me up. During our investments business, you picked me up. To retail, and even this crazy idea of the House of Collab. So why was I selfish? Kasi parang what happens, John, to the next chapter of my life? There's no Jon Herrera that's gonna pick me up. John, there's a lot of things to remember. Dati, I never really argued with you. Because really, John, I just wanted to follow your footsteps. Because you're always bringing me to the right path. At umabot tayo sa punto na we became partners and then we've had our fair share of disagreements. John, I was very sorry and I told you until now I'm sorry, pero
I know those things.
Pero I know, John, you wanted me to be like that. You wanted me to be the reason for... You wanted me to be the reason for... To be the leader that you're making me. Akala ko sa sarili ko, kaya ko na to, okay na to. Mayabang din ako eh. Pero, John, you molded me into who I am today. And not just me, everybody else. So John, hindi pa rin talaga ako makapaniwala. Sobrang hanggang ngayon umaasa pa rin ako na you come here and just tell everybody to
Joke lang.
tell everybody to just, get back to work.
Yeah.
I love you, bro. Alam mo yan. Pwede ko talagang sabihin na there wouldn't be a me right now without you. I'm very sorry sa lahat ng bagay na we weren't able to achieve back then, pero I promise you and I guarantee you, just let me see you. In LA, here, yun lang request ko, John. Let me just grieve. And I promise you we'll get back stronger. Yun lang, bro. We love you, man.
I think we still haven't mourned properly for Jon. Like, with everything na nangyayari ngayon dito sa House of Collab, parang, to be honest, naiyak ko si Jon, pero hindi pa yun talagang, yung gusto ko siyang iyak ng, we haven't still mourned him properly because of everything that's in front of us, no?
Totoo yan, Rai. And this void that we're feeling is because you're so far away, bro.
Yeah.
Yung French mo, sinolid French mo talaga eh. Yung tipong wala talaga tayo magawa. But sasabihin niya, anong walang magawa? Get the fuck here. And he's always been telling me, even you, right? Take some time off, diba? He's the guy that wants us to work, pero relax ka lang. Si Sir JV. Relax ka lang, Sir JV. Ganyan si Jon eh. Relax mo lang si Kuya Ryan, si Sir Ryan. Ganun. Jon, I promise you we'll continue your legacy.
Yeah.
And it's not that we're doing it just because of you. We're doing it because this is what we should have been doing in the very first place. I guarantee you that. In terms of your loved ones, we'll take care of them. Patty, Neo, Jed, everybody.
Yeah.
Nandito kami, bro. And I'm sure you left having that confidence that we can do that for you. And at this point in time, the world needs to celebrate someone like you. In fact, specifically you. You're one of a kind. You're a gem. You're the best father, the best husband, the best dad, the best brother, the best boss, and the best friend that anyone can have. Bro, your memories will never fade. We will make sure of that.
Yeah.
Right, bro?
Yeah. Brother, actually, na ano ko din sa sinabi mo kanina na like, he's the brother we never had. Kasi I remember us talking about here, you never had a brother, he never had a brother, I never had a brother. Like, we found a brother with each other kasi wala talaga tayong kapatid na lalaki. Diba?
Destiny brothers, bro.
Even I remember yung sabi niya na, he never had a father. He never had a father. And ako, I had a father pero most of the time wala siya kasi nga isa seaman. Lahat ng buhay ko halos wala siya. Like, I think one of the common denominators that we had. So, brother, to the brother we never had, John, we love you, bro.
We love you, bro. My family loves you. Jen, Luke, all my cats that you hate, they love you. Everyone here at THOC, FMI, all the business. John, I'm sure you're reading all of everybody's minds. This is for you, bro. Love you, man.
Cheers. And again, last paalam for this podcast.
Sa mga nagtatanong, will there be the guest list? I think John would have wanted the guest list to continue.
Yeah.
In terms of when, sabi ko nga, John, bigyan mo lang muna kami pagkakataon. Iiyak ng todo to.
Yeah.
So, let's cap it up.
Yeah.
This episode is a Jon Herrera tribute, celebrating his life. And for the last time that, we will probably say this intro and extra. But the guest list will continue to move on. We have no plans yet what we will do. But again, right? Sa lahat ng mga nanonood, maraming salamat. This is the guest list. My name is JV Advincula.
Ryan Tanyad.
Jon Herrera. Thank you
Cheers,
so
bro.
much. Cheers.
This is
The guest list. A visionary. An innovator. A true friend to everyone.
I would go back into time and I'd meet both of you. But at the time at your lowest, I'm going to give you a check and say, pick it up, let's go.
A brother. Husband.
Having women and being completely honest makes you more stronger. I think having a solid foundation, whether woman, partner, and showing like whatever's happening, bad or good, is going to make you so much relieved.
And a father. There is none other like him. The best there is, and the best there ever was. He puts the life in nightlife. This wonderful human being inspired many people to unlock their true potential. He ignited the fire in us to strive for success.
You accept certain situations and live with the pain or healing or whatever you got to go through. But I would just say, like, life is a startup. I mean, everything you go to, you just bounce back.
He taught us to live life limitless. He is truly limitless. There is only one DJ Johnny Verse. There is only one Jon Herrera.
I believe in time machine because I love time machine movies. Because my first movie was Back to the Future 1. I feel what saved me is meeting the right people. I think the healing of understanding why things happen and accepted,
And we dearly miss you. Jon Herrera.